And that's how I ended up with a few young shirtless MMA guys letting me coach them on a simple knife control concept. So while I was working on my first training video for the KCC course, I needed actual people to do this. I knew what I wanted to teach, but was running into the issue of not just always using my husband and my kids for this. So I had gone in on a Tuesday morning to TCB where I train, and I saw the regular guys there. They were moving all their mats and their equipment. So it had rained that whole night and all that morning, and the gym had flooded. And everyone there was getting ready for some upcoming fights, and now they were spending all their time pulling mats out that were ruined and equipment and everything like that. And so they just literally spent all morning doing that instead of getting ready for their upcoming fights and sparring and stuff like that. So I'd come in on the end of that for my class and helped them finish up, and then we all just kind of sat around while we were waiting on Aaron to figure out what he was going to do with the whole mat situation. So everyone was kind of an impasse at the moment, and so I said, hey, do y'all want to help me out with my KCC instructor's course? And that's how I ended up with a few young shirtless MMA guys letting me coach them on a simple knife control concept. So while filming that video, a couple of guys wandered over and they were watching. One in particular named Gavin came over, and he said he wanted to know what happens next. And so I threw around a few ideas, and he very humbly told me he didn't know much about the weapons aspect side of it, but in wrestling, they did this quick takedown called an ankle pick from a Russian tie. This is from the back, which is apparently what I've been calling a seatbelt. So I'm either 100% wrong with what I've been saying, or this is sort of like flowers, where depending on where you live at in the country, you call it one thing and other people call it another. For the sake of my pride, since I've been calling it seatbelt for a while, I'm just gonna go with the latter and hope for the best. But anyway, he threw me on the ground and I asked him how to do it, and we decided to keep filming as he showed me. So I was really surprised with its simplicity and how I was able to do it with minimal effort on a larger opponent, that it was just something that just stuck with me for the next couple of months. So here's my addition to KCC. Even though it already has a name already, I am dubbing it Getting the F Out of Here.
A lot of times in wrestling, we all choose a super competition.
Okay.
One thing we do for takedowns a lot.
Ratchet.
I maintain all my feet, so you're talking about getting distance?
Yeah.
I'm on my feet so I can get back up. So if you're my ring here, I'm going to move the grip here, step here, and then just pull it.
Just kidding. Okay. So stepping out here.
Yep,
And then
me.
no, yeah, that's great. So if you, but it wouldn't matter anyway. You're on the ground, we're pretty good.
Right.
Right. So
Secure the grip. You want to make sure you secure that grip to the opposite side of the body. So you're going to yank it across.
oh, sorry, I need
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Adios. Have a good one. I can't do all this.
Is that good?
Ironically, I had a wrestler guy who I was showing some of these baseball bat moves and stuff like that to. And one of the things that he did was he showed me, and he goes, I don't know if this is in regards to knives, but if you took the bat, this is a move I use a lot in wrestling. And so he had said that he jerked him this way with the hip bump out, so breaking the posture, swinging this foot back around, okay, and then stepping almost perpendicular is how he did it, when you step back and then throwing them on the ground. If we were to try it in that regard, so if you were going to be stabbing me and then ideally that's how it works. Sometimes you have to jerk them twice. When I was showing it, it was a bunch of different guys and they were all watching, and he was paying attention. He was like, look, I've never done anything with weapons or anything like that, but maybe you could try this. And it ended up being something where I was like, oh wow, for me, on someone that was taller, if I can get my foot in right here,
then I definitely have that torque. And for me also, I don't really care about rotating. I don't want to get that blade. I don't really care. I want him down on the ground and away from me. Did that work?
I spend a lot of those tester training situations asking, did it work? Especially to my husband, because I'm trying to make sure, did he like put in his full effort or whatever? Because I want to make sure, you know, am I able to pull it off? But the assignment for what this was for was, this was our third training assignment in the knife control concepts instructor's course with Aaron Jannetti. He's out of Hilliard, Ohio, I think. So I've been taking his course for, I think, the past couple of months, and this was the third and final just training video that I had to show. And it was, what could I do to add to this program? And it was really hard. Like, my first thought is going, there's nothing I can add. I've learned so much from this course in understanding just movement of the opponent and using that against them, basically. Especially for someone that is smaller, I'm not going to be able to muscle somebody down. I cannot. It's just physically impossible. So, this course is really awesome and eye-opening for me. And so this was the third assignment that we had to do, was do something that could improve or add to or something. And that is my 100% meager adding to a course that, in my opinion, is already amazing and needs nothing else. So, but I had to come up with something, so there it is. So thank you, Gavin, very much. You were awesome for helping me with that, and for even just approaching the first place. I really appreciate it. So